So it's the top of the year. I have Danny from Drinks with Danny with me, and we're ready to kick off this happy hour with a new cocktail recipe. I know you all have been waiting. First and foremost, Danny, how are you? How has everything been?
Everything has been great. The holidays were a nice refresher just to see family. Of course, it was scaled down, but we had a great time. And I think the new year is just always a good time to just kind of reflect and think about, this past crazy year and think about like what's next for you and all that good stuff. So it was good. I'm in good spirits.
I love that. Are you one of those that plan your new year out? Like, some people make resolutions, some people sort of, map out how they're going to be better in the new year. Are you one of those people? You're nodding, you're like, yeah. Do you have a resolution?
So for me personally, I think that when I make a New Year's resolution,
Mhm.
I break it. I'm like, oh, I'm so into it in January. And then by March, I'm like, oh, this is too much. Like I'm doing too much. And then you feel guilty and then you beat yourself up over it. And you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. So what I do is literally just, I'm working towards small lifestyle changes, just, eating better or even doing more meditation or treating people better, talking to your friends in a better, nicer manner, your family members, just, all those things across the board. And then if I don't completely commit and they don't all happen for me at one time, I don't beat myself up about it. It's just like, okay, we're working. We're little by little, everything we're just putting into place, and that's it. So that's it. I'm just working on being a better me.
I like that. All of that is in tone or in line with what I'm attempting to do this new year as well. I think that's what the world can use a little more love, right? Especially
Yeah.
considering what this past week entailed. We could all use a little more compassion and a little more love. So, like moving and being more thoughtful in the new year. And speaking of being thoughtful, we have our cocktail, which I think is a thoughtful refresher of
Yes.
for your palate, for those who
Yes.
are looking for something that's going to bring life back to your taste buds after all of those very savory foods from the holidays. So I don't want
Yes.
to hold us up any longer. I want to just kick it off and get into the details of the cocktail. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Danny. You got
All
it.
right. So what we are making today is a minty lemon drop. So lemon drops are great martini, kind of classy type of drink, but it's not too strong. It's very light and refreshing, and that is what the new year should be about. It's all about starting fresh, starting new, and then that mint is also good for a lot of times if you. I mean, I feel like the only time I've really seen this is at like a wedding, like a fancy place, but it's good for like cleaning your palate, good for your stomach aches or digestion. It's good just for the body and soul. So we are using that mint in there as not only a great herb to refresh your palate and to taste really good, because I love mint, but to also be there for just that goodness that you need for the new year. Okay, so I have my mint here. I have my lemons here. We're going to get started, all right? Triple sec is literally just a liqueur. It's a sweetener that we're going to add in there, but you don't really need a lot of it, and that's what I love about this drink. Anybody can make it, and there's only about, we have like 4 ingredients. So simple. So let's get started. I have my building glass here. You're going to take your mint and just pop off those leaves at the end. You don't need the stems. It's not where all the goodness lies. So you're just going to pop off all of that good, come on, leaf at the end. For me personally, I love mint. It's like the perfect thing to add to any drink, even if the drink is super basic, like a lemon drop where there's not a lot going on. That mint would just take it to the next level. So I love mint.
I love mint as well, especially when it's wrapped in chocolate.
So next what we're going to do is I have a little bit of sugar. You're only going to use like a half of a teaspoon here because you want to sweeten while we muddle our mint leaves here. So I also have my lemons. They're already cut up and ready to go. I'm just going to cut one in half. Going to drop it in there, and you're just going to muddle everything together. The purpose of this here is to bring out all of those oils of your mint leaves. That's where all the flavor is. That's where it lies. You want it to taste as minty as possible. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just twisting my hand in there, and the juice from the lemon is what really gets it going. Whenever you muddle anything, you need a little bit of juice so that everything starts to happen. All the goodness, all the love in there starts to happen.
Now the lemon, similar to like, it doesn't help extract the flavor out of the leaf. Is that kind of what it does?
Yep. Okay. That's all you're doing. You're just extracting. That's a good word. Extracting the flavor.
I'm a nerd, low key, so I'm gonna just own
it. So once your mint leaves look they look wet and kind of like you got the best of them, you beat them up a little bit, that's when you know you're ready for the next step. So next what we're gonna do is, I have my vodka here.
Okay.
You can use whatever vodka you want. Vodka is also great for the new year if you are drinking, because it's lighter on the calories. It's not super strong, and it's something that even if you have, 1, 2, maybe 3, you might not feel as bad about it, because there's way more sugar in any dark liquors out there. So
got it.
So I'm just gonna put in 2. That's 2 ounces right there.
Okay.
Put another 2 in there. It's 4. The reason I'm adding so much is because there's not much to this drink. It's literally just vodka and lemon juice.
You get no objections from me. I'm like, more the rare. I like a strong pour, so you're good.
But the crazy thing is, the good thing about it is that once you have that mint and the ice and the lemon and you mix it all together, it doesn't taste strong. You're like, oh, this is I'm chilling. It's almost like a alcoholic lemonade. With a little bit of mint.
Yeah, we like those.
Right? Very refreshing. And this is one of those drinks I do all year round. I mean, it's definitely more of like a summertime thing, but you can do this all year round and it's just as good. So we have our triple sec here. I'm gonna do a 1/2 ounce of that. Drop it in. And it's just to add a little sweetener in there.
Now, this is a personal question, because I make a lot of drinks at home as well, actually, while I try to copy some of the drinks you make. And when it comes to triple sec, is that a staple that one should keep keep on deck? And do you need to refrigerate triple sec after you open it?
No, you don't. So you leave it on your bar. Okay. It does have a bit of alcohol in it, but it's not going to get you drunk.
Okay.
So it's just a sweetener, and they usually add a little bit of like grain alcohol, so like a vodka type in there to keep it going and keep it fresh. But that's about it. It's literally just a sweetener, and most triple sec have an orange, like a little orange flavor to them. Basically, I'm sure you've heard of like Cointreau, like you see that before. Yeah. That's triple sec. That's like the fancier one. That's like the name that people usually just say Cointreau. They don't say triple sec because has a little name to it, a little something. So that's basically the same thing. It's just an orange flavored liqueur. And the difference between a liqueur and liquor is that a liqueur is just a sweetener and it has a little bit of liquor in it. And a liquor is what we got right here, is that, straight alcohol. That's going to get you to where you got to go. We have that in there. I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar as well. The difference between that triple sec and the sugar is that the sugar, because it's flat out sugar, it's really, you're going to taste it. It's going to really bring together all those flavors. This right here is going to add that little bit of orange, add that little bit of sweetness, but it's a little on the lighter side. So having the balance of both will do what I need it to do. So next what we're going to do is I have all my lemons here, and you can squeeze them in. If you're making a bigger batch, like you want to make this ahead of time for a group of people, you can definitely use a juicer or a lemon squeezer. But because I'm making just this one glass, I don't, it's all good. So I have 4 slices here that I'm going to squeeze in there, and that's enough. And this is a very, very juicy lemon. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's literally everywhere. Getting everywhere, but I don't mind. It's going to taste really good. So now I have all my stuff in there. I have my vodka, my mint leaves, I have triple sec and sugar. That's it. That's it. And then we're just going to shake it up. Make sure that you really shake this really, really good, because we have that sugar in there. You want it to dissolve. You also want more of that mint flavor to really come out of there. You want to extract that mint flavor. So like I always say, you'll know when it's time. You'll know when it's done, when your hands are freezing cold and this whole entire glass is cold and frothy. So, right, I think that baby is done. It also feels like a little bit of a workout. I've been going to the gym and can feel it in my muscles. And this step right here is not necessary, but a typical lemon drop does have a sugar rim. So we're just gonna take some of that sugar we added earlier, put it on a plate, make sure it's nice and evenly distributed. Got my martini glass here. You can use an old lemon that you already squeezed and just rim the top of your glass. Make sure it's juicy. And then you're gonna pop it on top, shake it around a little bit. Nice. And you got your sugar rim. Nice. Very, very good. Just adds a nice little sweetness when you taste your drink. And then we're going to strain this out. And the good thing about this is that a lot of people complain about the mint leaves and how when you have like a mojito or something like that, those mint leaves get stuck in your teeth. Yeah. Say you're on a date and now you got one between your teeth, all that, you don't want that. So this right here, because I'm straining it out, you get the flavor of the mint leaf, but you don't actually really see it. Got a little bit in there, but you don't actually, it's not gonna get stuck in your teeth. So that's the perfect thing about this. It looks delicious. You can even add a little lemon if you have extra. You're trying to be extra like me. You can add a little lemon slice to the side of your glass. Nice. And there we go. There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Ooh, that right there is so good. That hit the spot. That's what I need right now. I've been really good. I've been really healthy. So I deserve a drink.
You got to reward yourself. And to all of our viewing audience, you do. As you continue your new journey in this new year, make sure along the way that you do reward yourself. And if you're looking for more tasty cocktail recipes, definitely make sure you check out Danny. Danny has her own show called Drinks with Danny. And for those who are not following, I would encourage you to follow her. She drops a new video every
Thursday.
So make sure you tune in.
Make sure you see my videos. Yes, it's and my Instagram name is Danielle Pierman _ Pierman is like pear, like the fruit, P-A-R, and then man. Pretty simple. And if you can't find that, type in Drinks with Danny and I'll pop up because there's only one me. Hello.
Hey, I like that. We're off to the rocking start at the top of the new year. So I hope you all make sure you follow, add Danny to your video playlist to make sure that you learn new cocktail recipes for all of the guests that you will be entertaining, because we will hopefully beat this pandemic by the end of 2021. All right.
Yes.
So with that being said, thank you so much, Danny, for joining us. We appreciate you. Again, we will be back. Dana's going to be joining us for the rest of 2021. She'll be back next month in February when we come back with another guest. And so with that, I'm going to bring on my special guest for this episode. And again, thanks, Danny. I appreciate you again so much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And thank you guys for watching. Definitely check out my videos. There's really good ones out there. Lots of really good drinks. I'm excited for next month. The month of love. So I got to think of something really good, so you guys can make them for your partners or even whoever. So yeah, I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.
Y'all have a good one. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
So my next guest, she is a wardrobe stylist. She is not just a wardrobe stylist. She is a celebrity wardrobe stylist. Hey, Emily, how are you?
Hey, Daryl, what's up?
I know that on the front end so people really understand, it's to be a stylist, everybody wants to be a stylist, right? But you're actually working stylist who has celebrity clients, who has a boutique, which we'll get into in a little later. And so today's conversation is going to revolve around the art of style, right? So focused are talking about styling, talk about a little bit about you and some of your experiences as a stylist, and just sort of take questions from our viewers, because I know everyone loves using that phrase, new year, new me, or new me, new, what is it? New year, new you, or
new year, new me.
Yeah, something along that lines, right? So
yeah, but I like to think not new me, just continuing to evolve. I try to keep every year just evolving throughout the year so that I don't have the pressure of, oh, it's a new year, I need to make some big changes.
Yeah, you're saying the same exact sentiments of our last my co-host Danny. She was saying the same thing when she makes her resolutions. She's very intentional about not calling them a resolution and more of an evolution, so to speak, so that way it's not so much pressure and she doesn't break
exactly.
desire.
because it's already enough pressure just trying to keep up, especially, you know, like people like you and I, we have all these dreams and stuff, and every day we're fighting. So that's enough throughout the year. Just try to maintain everything else.
Absolutely, absolutely. So before we jump into a little bit about some of the clients you've had, and a little bit about, you know, your direction as far as a stylist, like how do you stay inspired as a stylist? I want to just briefly have you do a brief introduction of who you are to the people. So where you're from, what got you into styling,
Okay.
and what made you, I know why you moved to our audience may not. So go ahead and share that with us.
So Emily Smith, Key of Style. I grew up in San Diego, born in Dallas, Texas. But when I was about 5, we moved to San Diego, lived there until I guess I was 17 or 18, moved away for college, just wanted something different outside of California. People always ask, why did you leave California? But I had been there so long, I wanted something new. So I moved to the East Coast, to Maryland, to go to school. And I studied chemistry and music because I've been playing the piano since I was 5. So my mind was on a forensic investigator type position. Yeah, I even took a test twice to be in the FBI.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine?
Diverse resume, but
yeah. Right, because I was so serious. But then, so it really wasn't on my radar at all, but always had a love for fashion. I think I get it from my mother. She loves shopping and stuff. She even shops for me still. Like, oh, I saw this. I thought you'd like it. So my sister just started encouraging me to get into styling.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day I was just like, maybe I should. I mean, let's just try it. So I really just started by posting pictures of myself, really, and just kind of promoting myself and my fashion. And then a few friends asked me, hey, can you style me for my birthday or anything? So it really was just me promoting myself that just kind of got the ball rolling.
Okay.
And I think having friends that really believed in me and gave me opportunities to style someone other than myself, to show I can style others.
And you speak so humbly of yourself, because I'm like, so we first crossed paths at Fashion Week, all right?
Yes.
So let's be very clear. Like, Emily's very, like, this is why I love her. She's like, yeah, you know, I do. Well, no, so I met her first at New York Fashion Week, to be very specific. And, you know, you were like a fashion whirlwind then on day one meeting you.
I used to go hard back then. I wish I still had that energy.
But you came in styled, and like, you know, ever since then, I've seen your career, you know, you just continue to, you know, elevate. You have since then worked with celebrities. I don't know if we have any Power fans who watch the TV show Power, but you styled Tori Halton for editorial spread. You've also worked with
I got to style her twice too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Tori Halton is. Tori Halton played, I should say, the wife of the main actor on the TV show Power, and she is currently on the new series that is the spinoff of Power, and she's currently on Power: The Ghost Book. So she's doing big things on Stars, and you've got the opportunity to work with her, as well as Sharon Carpenter, which I got a few images. We're gonna pop those up in
okay.
Your thought processes on the styling of Sharon Carpenter for those events. And you like I said, you've been doing your thing. So let's jump into so you've done New York Fashion Week. For those who may not have done New York Fashion Week, share with our audience what that experience is like, and why is New York Fashion Week the place to be if you are a stylist or if you are someone who dabbles in fashion?
Well, first off, New York is one of the fashion capitals of the world, okay? So being there is just, you know, everybody wants to be at New York Fashion Week. And it's a grind, definitely, because you have to grind to get into the shows. It's a lot of work. It's not just showing up, you know, unless maybe you're just this huge influencer or huge celebrity that just, hey, come here, we need you, you know? So... But it's lots of fun, especially when you can get a New York fashion crew like I had with Daryl and Stephanie and Dion. You know, it's really great if you can have some people to travel with and do New York Fashion Week with. But I remember going to some of my first shows in 2016 and just feeling like, oh, wow, like nothing else matters.
I would agree.
Seriously. You know, Michael Costello was like one of the first shows I remember. And that was back when it was at, where was the other location? Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week.
Mercedes-Benz, yeah. I was going to say
Lincoln Center.
And both, but yes, Mercedes-Benz.
Yes. So the first fashion week I went to was right before they made that transition. So, I mean, the dorm was huge. The dome where they did the fashion week. So I was sitting way up at the top. But I mean, it was so amazing. Michael Costello, like.
Yeah, top notch. I mean, he did the TV show, and since then has been styling every supermodel.
Yes, everybody.
And actresses. You know, you think of, and TV personalities from Kim Kardashian.
Everybody wants his gowns. Cardi B, Beyonce, everybody. Yeah,
the list goes on. and for him to have, even with him in his career, you know, the couple times we got to meet him, humble. Yeah, you know, humble. Wasn't, you know, no big ego, very down to earth. So that's another like win to like being able to get into these shows during Fashion Week. I can say with my experience and, you know, being able to be there with you, Emily, is meeting some of these designers and also rubbing these celebrities, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking for new clients, that might be the place, especially as a stylist. You may have picked up a couple of clients here and there. I do want to quickly delve into, you've not only done New York Fashion Week, but you've also done Paris Fashion Week. So this is an image of where you were in.
And, you know,
speak to that experience.
Well, you know, I got to go I mean, it was pretty much the year before the pandemic. I mean, I'm just so grateful I got that experience before COVID, because who knows what it's going to be like, you know, after this. But, you know, we went to New York Fashion Week for years, but of course, always a dream to go out of the country for Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And, you know, when this opportunity came up, it was just like, wow. I just couldn't believe I was there. We were there for about a week. I went with another fashion friend that's in our group, Dion, and it was an amazing experience. And I would tell you, they're nicer there.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason they're really nicer. Hey, come to the front row.
So for those who've never experienced Fashion Week, that never happens in New York Fashion Week. You don't get invited to the front row. The few times we managed to make it that to the front row was, I'll have to just.
It's because we took this. Okay. No, we literally took the seat. And then the curtains were closed, and so it was too late for them to tell us to leave.
One of my viewers in the chat actually has a personal connect with one of the lead.
Dion's there. Hey, Dion. We're talking about Paris Fashion Week.
So with that, you know, again, Fashion Week is a great space to just network and to really expand your brand if you are a wardrobe stylist or a designer, which is why so many people are attempting to get into these shows. But you as Emily alluded to earlier, you have to have the credentials and they got to be legit. They're not just gonna let you in unless maybe you're overseas and you get the opportunity. But you've also spoken to me about how you don't have like you know, at Paris Fashion Week, you don't have your I just want to be seen crowd there. All the people that are there because they work in fashion or they have a for fashion.
Right.
So
a
little, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's much different. Maybe because I don't know if it's because it's overseas or what, or like a lot of people aren't traveling out there, or maybe the people out that way have much more different maybe mindset than Americans. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was very much more intimate, the shows. Yeah. Much more intimate, but they were always in gorgeous locations. I mean, it's Paris. Every show, gorgeous location. Like Dion and I went to one. It was literally, I think the ambassador's house. It was like his palace or something. It was gorgeous. Yeah. So it just makes the mood and everything even more, like seeing the dresses and everything with that type of background.
I love it. I love it. So I want to move forward, and you also make TV appearances as well. You've done ABC, you've done I believe NBC as well. Been a guest on
Yeah.
News Talking Style, Talking Fashion. You've also done brunch for TV. You did the entire styling for brunch before TV before brunch. I mean,
Before Brunch TV, yeah.
before brunch and doing before brunch you've gotten the opportunity to style the main host who I actually had on the show right before Christmas, Stephanie Sutton. So and I see she's in the chat somewhere as well. So with that experience, how is that experience working on a talk show or styling a correspondent for a TV show, as opposed to styling someone for an editorial or styling someone for a movie? What is that like?
Well, I'll say one thing is that maybe for like a TV show or something like that, everything needs to be spot on. With the editorial, maybe you can clip something in the back because they're not turning around. Or, if something doesn't fit, you can pin it. But if someone's live, you want to make sure that they're comfortable and that everything's just spot on, that they don't have to think about wardrobe. They can do their job.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the biggest mindset that I have in regards to the two.
So you can't put them in like sky-high heels or anything that would be too ridiculous, because while they may look good, they might not.
Right. Well, we did do one for Stephanie, but she was sitting, so, and they looked so good on her.
I love it. Now, quickly break down the inspiration behind this look and what made you go the way you did with this specific look right here.
Well, it started with the top. The top was just so different, and that blue was so vibrant on her skin. Yeah. So it started with the top, and then we built from the top. So we paired it with the pants, and the pants were great because they had that kind of shiny leather texture. So it was really building from the top. I like to start with a statement piece.
Gotcha.
That's usually how I do. And then you build around that. Everything else doesn't have to shine as bright unless you're going with a really, really bold look. Okay. But with this one, it was just like, wow, this top.
Nice. I like how you think about it in layers, right? Or in stages.
Yes, yes.
When they look at fashion, they think, well, what's so special, right? But as a stylist, you really have to like map out the look, because one thing can be more overpowering, or one thing can throw the color. Total fail, right? And when you're styling someone for the red carpet, like we have here, you style.
That was one of my favorite looks. That pink, and that is a blazer dress, and we put the top underneath because you see how low it falls.
Yeah.
And I mean it was just made that way. It was a dress, Yeah. But and actually, working with the clients, Sharon kind of came up with that idea. I think she may have seen it in a magazine or something, like, hey, maybe we can find, because I really love this dress, maybe we can find a top to layer underneath. So that's what we did, and it ended up being really one of my favorite looks on her.
And I'm thinking with red carpet looks, that's even more, difficult to navigate, because very similar to those, Sharon Carpenter, and so is Stephanie, as I'm messing up. Walters now, yes, I'm saying her name. Walters. With that, they need to be able to move. When you're on the red carpet, it's like a 360 mirror. People, they're snapping pictures at every angle. Everything has to be just right. Do you feel the pressure when you're styling someone for the red carpet?
Oh, yes, I do. Oh my goodness. Like, oh man, those days. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure, yes. Yeah. Yes. Especially just finding the perfect look. Even finding that top to go underneath, because it can't just be any old top.
Yeah.
It needed to look really good, and yes. I
have another image here from some of your styling work where you styled Sharon again. This time she was on the Wendy Williams show doing corresponding work.
Yes.
This look and why this specific look, and what was
that was one of our favorite designers, and why can't I think of his name right now? But beautiful dress, springtime, and especially for national TV. We always wanted it to be a super pop, I mean, you're going on maybe once a month. She was going on, so every time we needed to punch him in the face with the look.
Love it.
I mean, that was what we just wanted her to look so good, so that it's, people would just love it. So that dress is just so pretty on her. And then those shoes, Manolo Blahniks, I just thought, oh, the flowers and everything. It's just statement.
I love. Now, one thing me and you always talk about when it comes to essential items in your closet, right? And I know I'm a fan of black. I think I wear it more than any other color. That when you look at my wardrobe, that's the main color that I have in my wardrobe. So shirts like this are very rare. So with that, I know you often alluded to the importance of having a little black dress. So I just want one of your many style selections that you picked out as far as black dresses are concerned, and why a black dress, and why this specific look that we're looking at now. Why would a black dress like this complement specific? And again, why black dresses matter? Why would you need a little black dress?
Well, honestly, too, I turn to black if I'm trying to figure out, what am I going to wear? Black is also my go-to because I feel like black always just looks so good. For one, it's slimming, and it just looks good, especially you can pop it with the color. Black is just something about black. And then with this dress, I loved how it was long to the floor. That's another thing I'm really into. Something about it. I love that it was fitted, and I loved how it has like the string coming across here, and then it was just completely different.
Yeah.
So that's why I say definitely a black dress.
Okay. Now, when it comes to fashion for guys, what would you recommend for a guy to keep as a staple item in his closet to sort of be ready for any event?
Maybe I'd say I love tees on guys.
Okay.
And then with the tee too, you can throw that underneath a suit and look really good. Okay. And a clean pair of kicks.
Yeah. So when you're saying a tee, are we talking V-necks? We're talking round necks?
Definitely, yes.
V-neck?
Yes.
Gotta be us guys, we need very concise directions when we're looking at.
Yes, and definitely make sure your shoes are good. With a guy, you cannot be walking in there with dirty shoes or just shoes that don't look like they have some type of quality. Shoes are important for guys.
Okay. All right. Now, I also want to but just reference the fact that you are a boutique owner. And I love the idea that your boutique is the clothing that you and your partner, and I believe this is her pictured in this image, that you all select for the boutique is clothing that is effective for all body types.
Yes.
Delve a little into the inspiration behind the boutique. What was the thought process? And then why this direction for the specific styles that you select for the boutique?
Well, having a boutique was kind of something I always wanted to do, but being so busy, it's hard to just sit down and get something done. And she's very busy too. She's an opera singer, so she's out of the country a lot, and she's just very busy. Yeah. So when COVID came, it was kind of the chance to just make it happen. And we want everything to represent us. We have to stand by the quality. I don't want to ship someone something and it's like they get one wear out of it and then there's a hold or something, I think it's all about integrity too. So, and we want this to be something that's long standing. Yeah. So that's why we've decided, if we start shopping from a new person, we're going to try it ourselves first before we decide to sell it.
Okay. Now, what was the thought process behind making sure you were very inclusive? Because, like I said, all body types, you service all body types. What was that something before? Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it would be something to help us stand apart from all other boutiques. I mean, some boutiques may do it, but I think it's great when you can see something that goes from a size small to a 3X. Yeah. So it's offering something that everybody might not offer. So every single piece on our site does not fit every body type, but more than none does, if that makes sense.
And I think about, because you're right, it's either one lane or the other, because most business models are either catering to specifically plus size women or built or smaller framed women. So to have something that's all inclusive, where you can find something no matter what your body type is a win. I would say for most, especially if they love the style aesthetic. Right now, as we wind, you know, we're coming to a close. I want people to be able to find you, and not only find you, but also your boutique. So what are those links to get to the boutique, and or I should say the website link for the boutique? And then how do they find you if they need to be styled?
So the boutique is Mona Lynn, MONALYN, Mona Lynn Boutique. You can follow us right on Instagram. Please do. Mona Lynn Boutique. And we actually have some items on sale, guys. So go check out the website. We should be dropping about 2 more items next week, some lounge pieces, hopefully. So we're really excited about it. Come shop. We have sales going on every once in a while, but we do have some sales currently going on. So MonaLynnBoutique.com, on Instagram, Mona Lynn Boutique. And then I'm at Key of Style. You can follow me too. And my website is keyofstyle.com. I have a section there where you can contact me if you want a consultation or something. Okay. But yeah, that's how you reach me.
Well, I appreciate you jumping on this and joining us. Like I said, it's the new year. As we said at the beginning of our program, New Year, New You, or I should say, fresh version of you. So to have a stylist join us at the top of the new year was, you know, what better way to kick off your new year, right? Woo! Have someone you can maybe lean on if you want to figure out what's the best look or the best vibe for you.
For your next Zoom call.
Exactly, right. At least you just got to be well dressed from the neck up, right?
Yes. Yes.
And for all of you who were expecting my, because initially we had Darnell scheduled for tonight, so Darnell was our. However, Darnell will be, for those who missed me on the front end of this, he will be joining us later in the year. So just make sure you check back and make sure you follow us if you're not already following us on social media to find out when he will be back. Again, thank you, Emily. You were amazing.
It was so much fun.
I enjoyed you. And so make sure you viewers follow us, share the stories, like, comment in the chat, and we'll be back in February with a new guest and a new cocktail. So thank you, everyone.
All right. Good night, guys.